Bookie Brooke and the boys, of course, with Bookie Brooke, myself, Brandon Shanahan, and Tyler Sprinkle. A mostly winning week, fellas. Not quite, almost. I'm
I'm
just looking
done
at it again.
betting the NFL. I'm done.
Mm.
Disavow the NFL.
That's a tough look. That's a tough
Dude,
look.
so sick of it.
We'll get into it here. We'll take a look at how we shaped up last week. The Shanahan era will continue to. Whoops, wrong tab. Sneak peek of what's to come. But here's where we are. Let me know if I made any mistakes. Brooke had a bad beat with App State. They lost, or they
Yeah,
won
that's
by.
fucking ass. As a guy who doesn't need bad beats, oh
Uh,
man, not as bad as I thought for me
yeah,
overall.
Indiana really came through for the both of you.
Dude,
And in hindsight, that feels like the easiest bet of
oh
all
my
time.
god, dude. Like I said, I think I said it last week. If I could make that my $500 pick for the next 4 weeks, I would have done it. That was so easy.
And then you also got, you know, kind of shitted on by Texas State that game.
All right, when you break down my picks, West Virginia was up 10 with 3 minutes left in that game and had the ball,
That's right.
and then seemingly choked that one away. Texas State was up 21-7 in the first half. I mean, credit to Arizona for fighting back and winning, but their all-conference running back fumbles on like their own 15, and Arizona State gets the go-ahead field goal out of that. That sucks. Um, South Carolina, I mean, they covered, but they were trying to choke that away. And then App
So,
State wins by 2. What the hell, man? That's kind of that's a real tough week.
The vision's there. Just got to clean up the
Man.
margins.
Jesus.
yeah, and I didn't really come close to the ones that I missed. I mean, Arizona got blown out. I guess I was kind of close to the Bills Dolphins. Tua going down really hurt, but
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is.
I would argue that's a bad beat because they have 31 points in the first half. They were on pace for like
Yeah.
60.
Yeah. And then Missouri, just a little too much dip on my chip there, I think, as Brooke would say. I think 16 and a half against a good Boston College team was quite a bit, obviously.
Boston College is for real, we found out,
I guess
unfortunately.
so. I guess so. I was looking back at my notes from the ACC. I was wrong about everything. Every single thing I thought of. I thought Clemson was going to be really good.
Oh, North Texas was
they're
tough.
Dude,
Um,
I watched that North Texas game. Oh my God, Chandler Morris might be the worst Division
Yeah,
One
that was
quarterback. He was just so like originally like he was I think like 8 or 9 of 10 and like was kind of slinging it around, and then that first interception happened, and he just started like throwing the ball a million miles an hour at guys on like quick screens, and they just get batted up in the air and picked. I mean, he couldn't even buy an incompletion for a minute there.
yeah, he's the number one quarterback where when it's easy, he makes it look so easy. Like he's an elite quarterback. He won the job over Max Duggan right before Max Duggan finished runner
What
up to the
a
Heisman.
what a whiff by
What a
Sonny
whiff.
Dykes that was. Jesus.
And then, but practice is probably pretty easy. And then
Yeah.
the second things get hard, he just pisses down his leg every time. It's
You know who
unbelievable.
he is? At this point, he's on what, his third college?
Second,
Are we saying
Second.
Caden Slovis?
No, he's DJU.
Oh, yeah.
He's just not good. At what point are we going to admit this guy's just not good?
at least DJU had the Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
He did have
And
that.
I mean, Chandler Morris will always be able to say he beat out Max Duggan, but like that might be all he has for the rest of his
That's
life.
about right. Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough watch. At least in that realm, it's easy because like I don't have to pay attention to this game anymore. There's no shot of this covering. We'll just focus our attentions back
UNLV was a
back
great call.
Yeah.
I was
'Cause
not familiar with their
they
game,
played.
Kansas.
I was mostly just shitting on Kansas because I didn't know UNLV was going to be all that good, but I knew Kansas stinks. So
I do believe that the UNLV quarterback was like when we were, portaling.
Mm-hmm.
was rumored to like maybe he'll come to Nebraska. That kid can fucking play. I don't know if you guys. Well, I know Tyler watched it, but UNLV's quarterback he's kind of like that.
Matthew
He's out there
Sluka.
balling.
Sluka.
Yeah, big
Got
buyer of his
124
stock.
rushing yards too.
Dude, that was what's crazy. This white dude who comes from an FCS school, and I mean, in the open field, he's a menace.
Yeah, I was thinking about that watching the Arizona State game because like there's a real chance that if Nebraska doesn't get Dylan Raiola, Sam Levitt is on our team,
He's pretty
and
solid.
at best, now he probably wouldn't be starting. He probably would have gotten
Yeah,
Kyle
McCord.
McCord, which it's hard to
But
imagine that
both
he
of
would
those
be.
guys are slinging it right now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we would have been
Would have been just
A-okay.
fine. Just fine. Chuba Purdy still can't find the field to stay healthy in Nevada, so that's a bummer. It's pulling for him, but I mean, Arizona State's got an elite quarterback room. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and Jeff Sims is backing up the guy at Arizona State that would have been the backup to Kyle McCord here, which is tough.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, a fresh week here. Who wants to get us started?
Not I, Rabbi.
Let's see. I got one that I don't feel great about. Well, let me take a peek here. Part of my problem last year, I think, that I got very cute. So I'm going to hold off on.
Oh.
Okay.
Tyler said his computer froze, so we lost him for a
Rip.
minute.
Um,
All right, so let's just talk about it. If you have some you want to talk through while we get him back.
So the fun one that I would bet every single week, I call it the Drew Russell special. He's an Arkansas fan and an Iowa State fan, so I would just bet them in a two-teamer. Iowa State's a 21.5 point favorite over Arkansas State, and then Arkansas a 2-point favorite to Auburn, who Auburn looks awful. Or no, they're a 3.5 point dog to Auburn.
That's crazy. Okay.
So
I don't hate that.
Work in if I put them together because
Well,
I like Arkansas more in that spot than I do Iowa State.
I have my $500 one locked and loaded if you want.
Let's let it rip.
You know, it's more of a fade of the losing team than anything. I'm just not high on them. But after watching what USC did to LSU, who I don't think is a bad team, what is it, Davis Warren or whatever his name is, threw 3 picks against Arkansas State. Whoever's at quarterback for Michigan, I don't think is going to be able to move the ball on this USC team. I think USC could win by 20 here, even though they're on the road. So USC minus 5.5 would be my favorite one of the week.
That was one that I was keeping in the chamber. I mean, this whole year I've been so down on Michigan. USC looks awesome. I don't know in what world Michigan keeps us competitive.
Well, I was so high on Texas, and then at the last second I backed off because maybe, Michigan's defense could keep them in it. But, man, I mean, I'm all in on Miller Moss. I'm out on Michigan's quarterback room and their defense. They kind of got exposed by Texas. I don't know. And USC's defense looks really good so far.
So I had two that I really like. So let me go with my other one, my $500 one. That's not that. Where are they at? Give me for my $500 bet LSU minus 24.5 against UCLA.
I love it. I told you one of the teams that they might. Good thing they came back and beat Hawaii week 1 or whatever.
Needed that one.
Man, they're gonna need wins at the end of the year, man.
And I'm not even particularly high on LSU, but this feels like the game where, kind of like Notre Dame last week, where we haven't hit our fifth gear yet. Let's turn up the Jets and blow out this UCLA team that's very blowoutable, very blowable, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Another one that's interesting to me is West Virginia minus 2.5 against Kansas at home, because I really feel icky about both of those teams.
You said you like West Virginia?
I don't know. I just feel very icky about the both of them.
Yeah. There's a couple swing ones this week that, like as it gets later in the week, I'll see how I feel, but
All right, Phyllis. Sorry about that.
no problemo.
Let's see. So you guys started with 500, huh?
Yeah.
Feel free to start wherever you'd like. We kind of jumped the gun a bit.
Dude, it was kind of nice riding with Brooke, having a common rooting interest. Let me think on that one. Let me think, because I do. Actually, no. Michigan fucking sucks. Give me USC minus 5.5 for my 500. Let's ride Brooke. Again, if you'll have me.
Sure, I'll have you.
And then, so I was gonna use that for my $500 bet, but then you guys, I didn't want to be completely riding with you guys. But I do want to just eat up that money. That's ridiculous. Michigan stinks. 5.5 points feels like nothing.
I also really like the over on that game as well.
Really? Okay.
I do.
I mean, Michigan might not score.
But I don't think they have to. I think USC could cover that pretty easy.
Yeah, they definitely could. They have the offense.
45.5. That's tough.
My $400 pick is, I think maybe you could argue a little bit of an overreaction, but after watching these two teams the first 3 weeks, I think this is a total miss by Vegas. Arizona State money line. I think they are way better than Texas Tech. I don't think Texas Tech can hang with these guys.
That's a good point. Both of those teams at one point looked really good. At other points, they looked not. No, you're right. There's no defending Texas Tech here.
Well, it's just the Abilene Christian, and then they lost by 20 to Wazoo. I mean, Wazoo beat Washington, so maybe
Wazoo's
that's not
nice, but
right. Like I said, not a terrible loss, but North Texas looks shitty. I'm just not buying what Texas Tech is selling.
That's a good one. I like that one a lot.
Hopefully Missouri doesn't bite me in the ass two weeks in a row. But Vanderbilt stinks. So give me Mizzou minus 20.5.
Future Florida.
No way that comes back to bite me, right?
No way.
Florida head football coach Eli Drinkowitz after Lane Kiffin turns him down.
I'm looking at this Tennessee-Oklahoma game. The line is Tennessee minus 7.
Oh, it's down to 7. Damn.
It opened up at on FanDuel.
It opened up at 8.5 for Tennessee.
I mean, what has Oklahoma done to show that they can?
They just have a really good defense.
I mean, to be fair, they knew that Tennessee was going to be a big game this week. Maybe a little bit of a look-ahead game against Tulane last week. So I don't know how much weight I'm putting into that game.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even think it's just that game. The game before that, they didn't look great either.
Oh, Houston, yeah.
So
they looked real bad against Houston.
Dummies.
That's a good point. Oh, well, I mean, Tulane's
was it a double look-ahead spot?
Yeah, they were looking ahead to Tulane. Didn't want to take them.
Whoa, take it easy.
No, I just hate this narrative that you guys try to push on me.
Well, you're the one who was saying Matt Rule just wants to be vanilla and doesn't show anything. That could be what Oklahoma's doing.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be.
That is very true.
So
I didn't think about it.
There's your own words shoved back right in your stupid face.
I do think that we'll see the best Oklahoma team that we've seen this week. I also don't know if it matters.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I've been a little wrong about NC State this year as one of my ponies to ride. But Tennessee they look like they're on a different level.
Yeah, speaking of NC State, what are we seeing from Clemson this year, other than the first game against Georgia?
Dude, I thought that was crazy. Like, I think Clemson wins, but 20 points.
20.5 is nuts.
I mean,
is
Dave
Grayson
Dorn.
McCall going to play? I know he got banged
I
up.
don't think so, but the way it's sounding from what
Yeah,
I was
that's a good
looking
thing.
at online was everybody wanted the backup in CJ Bailey. They said he looked good. So I don't know. Clemson's a tough test, but I mean I feel like that's almost disrespectful, this line.
Yeah. For my $300 bet, let's go Ohio State and Marshall over 51.5.
You're a real son of a bitch.
Again, I think that's just one of those where Ohio State covers that easy.
That's a good one. Let's see here. For my $300 one, same concept as last week. Ole Miss minus 36.5. Lane Kiffin's going to run it up.
Man, you guys are
against
just
Georgia
playing the
Southern.
hits.
Playing the hits.
I feel like you both have gone back to the well a couple times. No?
Did I? Well, Missouri.
At some point you did.
Well, burned
You
me
had-
last week, so I want
Okay,
them to.
but you
redeem
had
themselves.
Ohio State last week or 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Bowling Green, and he
Okay.
was right.
No, that was
If
Penn
it ain't
State.
broke, don't fix it. No, Bowling Green, 2 weeks. Oh, that was. Okay. I feel like.
Yeah.
You had Western Michigan, Ohio State, whenever that was.
Is that week 1? Yeah, you're probably right. I think
This
you're
is
right.
week 1. I'm losing my mind. I could have swore.
Listen, I'm just taking what the gods give me.
I swear you had, or maybe it was Luke. Maybe Luke had it. Fuck.
Luke had it. Yeah.
Luke had it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, that's
Well,
why
he was right.
Wrong honky.
Yeah. My gosh, I thought I was losing my mind here.
All right, for my $100 bet, I figured something out here in the Matt Rule era. I might play this every week. It's the Nebraska under. We're 3-0 to the under.
What's
We
that?
have that.
43.5.
Yeah, we have that nice ass defense. No one can score on us, and I think Illinois is going to want to, ball control too. I don't think this is going to be very high scoring.
Yeah, and we get to like 30 points and we just stop.
Yeah, so
What's
even
What's
if
the
we
total on that?
It was 43.5. Yeah, 43.5.
under.
Let's see. I also like an under. Give me the Iowa and Minnesota under. It's 36.5, which feels like comically low, but feels like Iowa under is always a good one.
Now that's playing the hits, Brooke.
That's right.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about Okie State, Utah?
That'll be a good game. I don't know if I want to put it on the sheet, but that should be a good game.
Cam Rising's going to play?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Oh, I got one I love. What am I looking at?
Is it LSU, UCLA?
No, Brandon already gave that one. Boston College at home against Michigan State minus 6.5.
Oh.
I think this is a mismatch. I'm not a buyer in Michigan State, but I will buy Billy O and BC. I might be seeing the board clear this week, boys. I don't know.
I mean, you were real close last week.
I don't know. Is this the week I put it all together?
For us, I hope not, but for you, I hope so.
Yeah,
as my friend, I hope so.
The streets are murmuring that the rebuild is happening over here.
Yeah. I just don't see a world where Oklahoma keeps up. So for my $100 bet, let's go Tennessee minus 7.
Also, question: how do you guys feel about Baylor, Colorado?
That's exactly where I was going next, and that's just I don't. Baylor feels like a more grown-up team, and because of that, if you're giving me 1.5, I'll take it. Especially because Dave Aranda's coaching for his job and his entire legacy. So I
forgot that was their head coach. Wow.
Yeah. So they've looked fine so far this year. Nothing as embarrassing as last year. So that's promised. They shipped off their offensive coordinator to Kansas. So just a case of reference on how much of an upgrade it is just not having Jeff Grimes on their staff. So yeah, give me Baylor minus, or give me Baylor plus 1.5.
Do you got yours, Tyler?
I don't.
All right, I have mine for my $200 one. This is a straight fade of Tyler Shaw at Louisville. Give me Georgia Tech plus 10.
Ooh.
Louisville
Is that
could
really
win
the
that.
line there?
Yeah, that feels wrong, right?
I would have.
Well,
I like
Louisville's
Georgia
ranked
Tech.
19.
I
Isn't
yeah, I
that
guess
disgusting?
they're. I feel like they're in the same spot they were last year. It's like,
Yeah.
is Louisville actually good?
This is what Tyler Shaw does everywhere he goes is he
That's
beats
right.
up on the bad teams, and then you get him into the big games or, the bigger games, the spotlight, and he folds. And I'm really buying this Georgia Tech team, even though they lost to the Qs.
That's a good spot.
Yeah. And for my last pick, just because I want to be a part of this game, give me the over on Utah, Oklahoma State, 51.5.
Hell yeah.
I'm thinking it's Big 12. Normally they're known for their offense. I'm hoping just points in that one.
That would be fun.
I like it. I mean, I think this is a pretty fun spread for a week that's not exactly great as far as the
There's
spread
some
goes.
games, but yeah, not a whole lot going on this week.
I don't know. I kind of like this slate a little bit. There's some funky ones that I'm liking.
I was going to be on the multi-view.
Oh, man.
Whatever the gods give us.
Yeah, whatever sicko games I want to watch.
Dude, I love the multi-view on YouTube TV. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like they almost nail it every time. Where they get like 3 good games, and then I have to watch like Jacksonville State and yeah.
Army and Western Indiana State University.
Yeah, it's like it's almost so great.
Yeah,
and it's crazy to me that, and I'm sure that it has something to do with networks and licensing rights and whatnot, but it's a nightmare.
And the other thing that sucks is, as a person that has 2 TVs, not to brag, you try to look for a different multi-view to put on the other TV.
Yeah, sick flex, dude.
But then they're all pretty much the same,
There's starving kids in Africa, but Tyler Sprinkle has 2 TVs. Sick.
2 of them. Well, I got it like that.
It's like